What are we doing? We're gonna make a wallet. Hold on.
Remember that throughout this whole video, I won't always say it, but I've dropped tons of links in the description, tools and other videos, etc., etc. Pretty much everything but the dog.
Mighty MacBeth, and good luck. This is the wallet. Oh, sit. This wallet uses 3 different size rivets, 14, 12, and 9. And it doesn't look that big of a deal, but this client that has ordered, this is the prototype. Client that's ordered this wallet likes them really, really thick. So we're gonna add another pocket in the inside, a stash pocket, if you will. And we're gonna line the inside with another layer of black Dublin. And we're not using this color. We're using English tan Horween Dublin, 5/6 ounce. Let's take a look at the pattern. It's gonna look complicated at first, cereal boxes, but I'm gonna make this really, really easy, and I'm gonna show you a bunch of tricks and a few secrets, blow you away. Let's roll. And most of what you're gonna see is this bill pouch and these 2 pockets. So we kind of want those to be pretty. Bill pouch gonna be something like that. I'd like that there. The main body, we'll put that here. This main body piece, I'm gonna glue some Dublin to the inside as a liner. So this doesn't really have to be too exact, just needs to be oversized. Like so. For all pieces except for this main piece, I want the back of this to be slick and pretty. And I'll have a video coming up soon explaining exactly how that works. But for now, let's just roll through it. Now let that dry over there. That's Horween Black Horse Dublin. Remember, we're lining the back of this. So we need something not like that. Juicy. Okay, so we're doing this main back piece, lining it with black, which is this. Right height, not sure about the length yet, we'll figure that out, but basically, there we go, like that. So you can just mark this roughly. So we need that glued, and put together. And do the same thing on that one. And let the glue dry. And while we're waiting on that, remember our main piece? Just take an old soft shirt and buff that so it's pretty. And no one will ever see any of this, but you'll know it's pretty.
Yep, dry. Let's put them together. Kevin Lee makes these. Link in the description. Perfect. Now grab a big old chunk of metal. Maybe some extra weight. That's a Mascon and ZB shop anvil. Link in the description. All right, let's get all these cut out. These two and these two, I'm going to use the clicker press. It's the same die. Hand cut, and hand cut. This is the Weaver 8-ton clicker. Just saves a few hours. And here's where we are. These two T-pockets, these two regular pockets. This one's a little bit off, but I'm cutting it anyway, so it's okay. Now let's cut these two here by hand. Are we ready for some tricks? Mascon and ZB, chunky bar, bump jigs. You just take your pattern, put it up against that bump jig. That lines up your top for you. Get a scratch awl and just mark that. And now cut that off and cut that off. Grab one of your other pockets for a spacer. Just put your ruler right there on that line that you need to cut and cut these two lickety split. How easy is that? Back to our wallet. These 4 pockets, outside and underneath. But I'm going to skive these down so they're thinner on the bottom. And I'm going to use the skiver, bell skiver. The skiver. Leather Machine Company. Let's see what this sucker can do. Skive that right down to nothing. Perfect. Now just do the second one. And voila. I just saved about an hour. Okay, back to the stash pockets. We have to cut these by hand, and as we know, I don't measure ever unless I'm making patterns. My patterns are done, so we're going to just cut them the easy way. Let's get a straight line. Take your bump jig against that line, your pattern, which you've measured in the past. That height is exactly the same as your pattern, no measuring. Now let's square it up. Bump jig, square. Could not be any easier than this. Now, for our height, we know it's going to be the exact same as that pocket. So take your bump jig, take your pocket, set that there, straight edge, which I threw over there. Perfect. So here's where we are.
stash pockets, T-pockets, outside pockets. Rolling right along. Next up, let's make these edges nice and pretty, beveled, burnished, dyed, blah, blah, blah. And here's a quick tip. Go over here. Edge beveler. To strop that, don't make shit complicated. Just make it easy. Take a hard piece of edge, leave your corners square, some jeweler's rouge, put that on the corner, and then just kind of go back. Just a few times, sharp, sharp. Make it easy. Quick free tip. If you're doing T-pockets, dye inside there too, because you'll see it. Just that little corner. Chloe, I see you. If you saw the last video and you wanted the updates on the tattoos, yes, that's the Rigby one from last time that I mentioned. And I did get Chloe right there. All right, we need that logo in that corner with these bump jigs. So easy. Just put the corner in there, put the corner in there. Put your logo in there and let it rip. Bam. Canvas. Yes, it takes a while. And I got a video coming soon to show all of this, all the tips and tricks and secrets. You know, like that. So this is what we wanted to look like. We have these rivets when we're done to separate these cards. But we also don't want the cards down here to slip to the bottom. So we need to put a card stop in here, stitch right through here. Looks like it's gonna be hard to keep it from floating around, but as usual, I got a little secret. Watch this. Take your dividers, 5mm is what I do for stitch edges, and just put then you got your holes there, and now watch this. All right, I flip this around. It's gonna look like this, but we need that to be there, but we don't know where it's gonna be, but we actually do. Take your bump jig, put it on that bottom pocket, your regular pocket. Those two are gonna line up on the edge. This one is gonna be floating in the middle, but with that bump jig there, it tells you exactly where it needs to be, just like that. Right there. Take a big old stitch chisel. Hey! Now stitch that on. Remember, I have a whole video on hand stitching, so if you want to know more about this, check it out. It's on the channel. We got things to do, dogs to play with. All right, where are we? That done, that'll go on top. That done, that'll go on top. So if this is where we are, this is where we're going. I did this side, start to finish, glued it down, 14, 12, 9 rivet. That stitch goes through there. The post on that 9 misses those stitches. But that's how it's gonna look. And let me give you a little quick lesson on these 3 rivets. 3 different rivet sizes or gauges. This is a 14,
This is a 12. This is a 9. Again, they're all down here too to see the different size of the heads, burrs, posts. 14, 12, 9. Rough this up for glue. My sons make these roughers. Link in the description. We have pre-sales going on all the time. They always sell out, so now glue. We've seen that 1,000 times, so you don't need to watch that. Clip that little corner off, follow that line with a bunch of little tiny clips. Perfect. One corner gone. Real quick, I got that 14 hole in there. I need to put in the 12 and the 14 hole. Another little trick that I've shown you already, but we'll show you again. Get that bump jig along the edge, get your pattern, which has the holes in it. Just set it right there. It tells you exactly where to put those holes. Now just punch them. See, that hole misses that stitch line perfect. You get the idea, right? All right, we'll do the number 9. We are almost there. All right, we need something for these to sit on. Remember that? Let's cut this. As usual, first step, make a straight edge. Next step, I need to borrow that, Olivia. We know the height. We know the height. So let's just make the height. Now, let's give ourselves a square edge. Just one more edge. Pattern reads 9 inches wide. I'm gonna go a little bit over, maybe 1/8 of an inch, but I'm not gonna measure it. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Maybe about right there. And there we go. Let's put the pockets on. Backside, inside. These will sit just like that. So we need to scuff up this and these for glue. And the easiest way to figure out where you need to scuff, get that bump jig, set it on the edge, bump it up, and mark where the end of the pocket is. And then start scuffing. And time to glue. And as before, you know how to glue, so let's get this done and go to the next step. And the next step is that pocket. Straight line, straight edge. And just like that, we got 3 sides.
The easiest way to figure out the length on this bill pouch is like this. You got 3 sides, fold it, flip it over, and that's where it's gonna be, right? There you go. You got it. Mark it and cut it. Boom. And now you're wondering how to get that curve in there. Easy, easy. Put that bump jig up on there. Just center it. You could look over here and see 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, whatever. Just mark it and cut it. Boom. Again. You know the drill. And remember, all the edges get the same treatment. Make them pretty. One half glued, and because this is so thick and massive, I'm gonna mark stitch holes and just punch through what's glued and through the top. Then I'm gonna flip it and glue the second half. This, now I'll glue that. Well, he wanted it thick. Hey, are you on break? He got it thick. Super, super, super thick. Stitched all the way around. Now I just gotta do the edges, and you know what that looks like. But this is what it looks like with the layers and layers and layers. Let's tame this sucker. Keep on rolling. And that, you're still on break. And that's what it looks like. It is a beast. But remember, all the steps and things I showed you can relate to any size project. This is the original if you want to see the difference between the thicknesses. But that's what he wanted. Black Dublin all the way through on each side. Remember those card stops? That's for these pockets back here. Now those cards stop there. On top, see, now they're stacked. And if you want, you could put some bills in your stash pockets. And if you have a bunch more bills, just got your paycheck, slam it full. Yeah, it's a beast and it's beautiful. Come on, come on.